Good afternoon for the first in a long time. It's time for another episode of the 359, episode 116 with Roger Cheng and Joan Solzman. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I think it's 117, by the way.
Huh?
Isn't it 117?
Episode?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's your job. You got to track that stuff.
All right. I think it's 117.
Not my
Don't
problem.
shortchange us by one episode.
Ben would prefer it. This is the way Ben wanted it.
Thank you all for joining us. We've got a lot to talk about. Google just finished up its big hardware event. Lots of products, phones, Chromecast.
Phones, speakers,
VR stuff.
VR
speakers.
headsets.
Very exciting, kind of. I don't know. It was a bit of a...
Very exciting.
Yeah, it was kind of a sleepy... It's kind of a sleepy event. I felt like they had a lot of products. They had a lot to be excited about, but I felt like it got kind of bogged down with a lot of...
Right.
I don't know.
Only Google would kick off its presentation with like a 3-point example of how its deep learning has
Yes.
evolved in the past 2 or 3 years.
I'm like, wait, this is a hardware event? Like, where are the actual products?
Where's the aluminium like
the chamfered edges?
Right.
Where are those? Give me the shiny stuff I can like look at, not this kind of esoteric, deep thinking AI that's gonna take over our world. Whenever.
Don't tell me how to get creeped out by you, Skynet. Show me pretty shiny
Exactly. All right. So as always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Brian will pick out the best, and we will try to answer them all. And so let's get started with the podcast.
So right now we're going to record the podcast. We'll be back in 3 minutes and 59 seconds from 3, 2...
Welcome to the 359, where we talk about the top tech news of the day and all the other crap we want to throw in. I'm Roger Cheng.
And I'm Joni Salzman.
So Google is ready to turn over a new leaf. The company has introduced the Pixel and Pixel XL. These are two high-end superphones designed specifically to combat the iPhone 7 and Galaxy S7, and is a break from the Nexus line of phones. The more interesting thing is that the fact that they spent so much time, not really talking about the phone, but talking about the Google Assistant, talking about the AI that would power this phone. I mean, was it the smart move to kind of like go with a hardware event and then lead with talking about algorithms?
Well, Google is definitely a hardware-software marriage company. They have their hardware so that you use their software. So
Yes.
It does make sense that they focus a lot on all the things you can do with their phones because that's what they exist to do.
Right. Now, is this a phone that would be interesting to you?
I noticed when they had a big like pop-up bubble of all the things you could ask the assistant and the phone.
Yeah.
Some of them are things I can't even imagine myself ever asking. Like, help me pack for a trip to New Orleans. Can you ever think of asking your phone?
No, but that now has me interested in going to New Orleans.
Do you think, or are you going to be tempted?
Not really. I mean, it seems like a decent phone. A couple of things holding it back is it's an exclusive for Verizon. I mean, you can get it unlocked through Google, but if you want to get through a carrier, you have to buy it through Verizon. And it's actually there's probably gonna be bloatware there. It's gonna be like the usual Verizon stuff. I don't know. It's I'm an iPhone user and a Samsung user. I don't know if this is enough to kind of get me to change my ways.
I'm curious what you think of the much-touted camera. Do you think it's really a differentiator?
Yes, our own Stephen Shanklin had the exclusive deep dive on that camera. The software that they use to kind of stabilize images, make the camera shutter work faster, image processing better. It's definitely impressive. They tout the DxO scores. It's I guess rated now as the best camera ever. But
on a phone.
On a phone. Sorry, but they didn't. The results haven't come in yet for the iPhone 7 Plus, so we're not sure yet if it's the very very best.
So it's the best rated right now.
For now, they omitted that fact.
Right.
They just said it's the best ever. But I don't know. It's interesting enough, but unlike a lot of people, like a camera isn't enough to get me to switch phones right away.
There were a couple subtle jabs at the headphone jack presence.
Yes, yeah, they still have the headphone jack, which makes a lot of people happy. I thought for a second they were gonna just make the jump to USB-C, but fortunately they kept the jack. All right, so today it wasn't all about Google. Reuters reported that Yahoo had built in tools in its mail client to allow the NSA to sniff all incoming emails. That's hundreds of millions of messages, which could make it the largest effort to bulk collect web data in history. So that's, for Yahoo, they just came off the hack. They've got this revelation now. I mean, it seems like just one hit after another, right?
It does, and it makes you wonder what Verizon's boardroom is thinking right now.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, there were already kind of reports that Verizon was a little nervous after the the hack came out, and now this. It's just sort of more bad news, and I don't know how this reflects upon Marissa Mayer's tenure as CEO there.
Yeah, it's getting rough in her final days, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I don't know. If we'll see if there's any other revelations from Yahoo. I feel like in the last couple of months, it's become sort of a dumping ground for bad news. But
which do you
we'll
think
see.
is more damaging to a company's reputation? Something like a hack, such a massive hack, or cooperation with the U.S. government on
I think
monitoring?
that's a really great question. I mean, I think there's a lot of equal weight between the two of them, but I would say the cooperation, just because you're complicit in giving away that customer information. That's companies like Apple have sort of staked their position in defending our data, and so when a company like Yahoo does that, kind of looks terrible.
It looks bad.
Yeah. All right. For more on these stories, check us out on CNET. I'm Roger Chang.
And I'm Joni Salzman.
Thanks for listening.
The important question.
Yeah.
Which color Pixel did you like?
I think the important question is which color home speaker do you like? Because there's more options.
I saw, I was a little overwhelmed by the sheer combination of colors and materials. I wasn't sure where to go with.
Much blue.
Much blue.
Very silver.
By the way, much blue.
Is
Such
it literally?
fun.
I can't remember. Is it much blue?
It's really blue.
Really blue.
blue.
I like much blue better.
So
It's Doge. It's the Doge meme. Come to life.
by the-
Google's marketing people are on point with this.
Much
Meme
blue.
fodder.
it's interesting to note that really blue sold out in like seconds.
It's
It
gone.
was gone. The limited edition.
Don't bother making it your favorite because you can't have it.
No. I was wondering if Verizon was going to sell the blue phone since they're big
They're
red.
so red.
They're big red. How could they sell a blue phone?
There is no blue. Well, AT&T.
AT&T would have been the
Yeah.
natural partner.
Yeah.
It's actually curious because AT&T always locks up these exclusives, so it's interesting that Verizon's the main partner.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It feels so retro to have an exclusive carrier partnership,
I
right?
agree. It is very kind of like this weird throwback, and I don't think it's a really effective throwback at this point. Like,
Right.
the argument's always if you get an exclusive deal, you get marketing support, you get a marquee position in the stores.
Right.
But I mean, as the last couple of years have shown, like anyone who's struck an exclusive deal has really just sort of failed. Like the Fire phone was an exclusive phone,
Yeah.
HTC first, the Facebook phone.
All these
also
phones that you don't remember.
All these phones that only I remember
That
because
only
I'm a
Rogers
phone geek.
recalls.
Our phones that all failed, and they're all exclusive. So we'll see. I mean, Google is definitely they're selling these through their own site, but I get the sense that only the hardcore Android folks are going to want to get that phone through the site. Most
Yeah.
people still buy their phones at carrier stores.
Will Google Assistant be available on Nexus phones?
No,
Well, on
that's
Good
on
question.
partner phones in the future.
yes,
Right?
yeah. I don't know if Nexus is going to. That's a really good question. They didn't really address that. They've kind of. They kind of stopped talking about Nexus actually. Like, I believe they've already kind of commented saying that they don't have any plans to build any future Nexus devices, and they didn't mention Nexus at all
Right.
today. So I mean, I don't know if it's actually going to go back to it.
Do you think with a forthcoming firmware update, it's possible?
Possible.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like special computing power or something in the phone itself that's required to run Google Assistant, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Micro SD card, no, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Sorry.
Let's see. What
We
about
get the same questions every day about
yeah.
the phone.
Well, some of us didn't sit at their desk and watch the event the entire time like
True.
you were paid to do.
True.
Front-facing speakers, was that mentioned?
I think they're just bottom speakers.
Bottom speakers.
Yeah.
That's what I think I saw.
Yeah.
We've got a photo gallery on CNET. If you want a full
Yeah.
detailed close-up high-res
Yep.
look. Say I didn't think I saw. Did we figure out what yesterday on the show we were talking
dots.
about the little dots? Were those stereo microphones?
I think they might be directional mics to pick up your sound, not speakers, but actually, yeah, to pick up your
So
input.
would that even work in favor of like noise canceling?
I don't know. I think it's more intended to make Google Assistant more
Okay,
pick up your voice a lot easier.
that's a thought. Water resistance. We kind of went over this again
Yeah,
yesterday.
no water resistance.
Nope.
Shh, falling behind, man.
Still scanning. We got good comments. Thanks everybody for jumping in.
What do you think of the VR or the home or any of
Yeah,
the other things?
yeah. It's not all just about
It's
the
not
phone.
all the phone.
I
As
thought,
much as you wish that it were.
I know I'm a phone geek, so of course I'm gonna focus on that. No, I thought Daydream View was really interesting.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than the Galaxy View.
It gets rid of some
or
of
like
those things
The
that-
Gear VR, sorry, the Samsung Gear VR
It looks more comfortable.
It looks more comfortable.
Simpler, like plugging in the Gear VR.
has a
it's
fabric
awkward.
material.
Yeah.
Like that seems like
I
that
wouldn't
makes
want to
sense.
share it. I'd be less
Oh,
comfortable sharing.
True,
my-
you can't really wipe that down as easily. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? That's true. The main reason I have my Gear VR is to share it with other people. Like,
So they can
check
see,
out this
"This is
cool
what
VR.
VR
thing.
is."
This is what VR is. Yeah, exactly. And then I put it back in the closet. I never use it again. That's the extent of VR for me. I'm curious because like they've talked about VR for a little while now. Do you think that Google getting into VR in a real way like this is actually going to change things, or are we still kind of on a slow trajectory to people, finding and jumping into VR?
I think that it's the lowest price point. I assume high quality VR experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
if it beats Samsung by
I think it's
$20, but the
yeah.
downside is you need to have their phone
Right.
for it to work.
Well,
right?
Pixel is going to be the first one compatible with it, but they said any phone that's Daydream compatible,
Right.
which I
we
believe.
just don't know what those are. Yet.
Yeah, I think it's phones that run on probably newer phones that run on Android 7.1
Yeah.
and have a certain kind of display. I think it's an AMOLED display that's I think crisp enough to kind of handle the VR imagery.
I think that'll make a big difference. How much device support, how much
Yes.
smartphone powered element, how many different kind of smartphones.
I
do
know,
you
I
have?
agree. Because right now it's like if you buy Gear VR, you need to buy a Samsung phone. Alcatel has one that's a super cheap headset or VR headset, but again, only works with that phone. So to have a VR headset that you can use any phone with would be definitely helpful.
Yeah, this Christmas season or holiday season is going to provide a lot more sort of transparency, or not transparent, but give a good picture of where we stand with
Yeah,
normal people.
I'm still
Trying out VR.
skeptical about people actually buying this just because if it's really, at least this year, if it's really just Pixel, I don't really know if people are going to want to buy this thing.
Will Google be like some carriers and allow bootloader unlocking without voiding the warranty?
I think I've been told that this is not confirmed, but I believe the unlocked version that you can buy from Google will have that, possibly. I'm pretty sure the Verizon one does not.
Right.
And I'm just throwing out speculation at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm almost certain the Verizon one will not have that.
Yeah. How do we feel about the appearance of the phone? Some of the people are being critical about how it doesn't resemble the previous Pixel products.
Oh, like the Chromebook.
And how it just looks like another iPhone.
Yeah, I mean, from the front, it looks like an iPhone without a physical button. The back has that weird glass thing. What do you think about that kind of two-tone look? It's like glass and metal.
I don't think about it too much, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that they called the edge of it a wedge. That it had.
They called it a wedge?
I think they said it had a wedge for better hand holding, comfortable hand holding.
Oh, really? A
Yeah,
wedge?
I like that.
I've never heard of a.
I definitely heard the word wedge while I was paying attention and
that
taking
does not
notes studiously.
seem. That doesn't seem like a word you'd want to use to
It's-
describe a sexy-looking device. Look
It's
at that
no-
wedge.
It's no aluminium. for
No,
sure.
it's not aluminium at all. I'm sure this also has aluminium. Aircraft grade aluminium. That's what they always say now. That's like the default. Doesn't matter how cheap the phone is or how expensive the phone is. Aircraft grade aluminium.
Did they demonstrate how fast the fingerprint scanner worked?
No, they didn't.
Begin to see that.
No, but you know what? Last year's was pretty snappy. I mean, and they're all like it doesn't matter what the manufacturers. I think they all kind of use the same fingerprint tech from a specific company. So I mean, if it was fast enough last year, I'm sure it'll be fine this year.
And Yo Daddy wants to know: do we have to press the home button to bring up Google Assistant?
Oh
No, you can say okay Google.
Okay,
Yeah.
Google.
Assistant too,
Yeah.
Right. I believe so.
I'd figure that's got to be at least a setting that you can toggle on and off, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Although, can you imagine just saying "Okay Google" constantly for stuff?
I've heard people say that. I mean, I say Alexa when I talk to Echo.
Okay, Alexa.
And
Okay.
that doesn't feel cumbersome, but it's also 2 syllables to 4 syllables. So I don't know. Is that more? It's also a little more natural to say someone's name.
Say someone's name, right?
Okay, Google.
Yeah, like
know?
saying "Okay
It's a little-
Google" is a bit more stilted to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Yeah.
never okay Google with anything. Right
Same
now,
here.
so.
Then again, I don't say Hey Siri either. So
I don't either.
Not a big fan of the.
the only time Hey Siri worked for me was during the Apple presentation when I think Tim Cook said Hey Siri. My phone actually responded. I was like, what? Oh my gosh, Tim's talking to my phone right
That's a
now.
homing device whenever Tim Cook is in
It's
the
that it
room.
knows Tim's
Yeah.
voice.
It's like
Exactly.
the boss is in the room. I need to pay attention now.
I mean, to be honest, we all kind of perk up a little bit when we know their boss is watching.
That's true. That's true.
Siri's just become more human.
That's what yeah.
That's
what
the
machine
goal.
learning really
That's
is.
the goal right
Artificial
there.
intelligence is fear of your boss.
By the
All
way,
right.
this is a total tangent, but did anyone watch Westworld?
I haven't seen it yet.
No.
I want to, but I hate waiting in between weeks, and so.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I just saw it, the premiere episode last night. It's about AI, so it's
Oh, okay.
relevant. But yeah, it's about sort of AI evolving to the point where it's human-like, and then it's starting to break down.
Sorry, I'm a little out of the loop.
Sorry, I know. I don't even know how I found the time to watch it, but anyway.
In between keynotes. And on that note,
Yeah, we should probably put a wrap to it. Any other last points or questions?
no, good comments and questions. Thanks, everybody. It's been fun joining you in the aftermath of the Google. I don't have a
Thing,
good.
shindig,
What is
I
it?
don't have a
Make
good
Google
noun
great.
for this.
Make Google happen. What was the hashtag?
Hashtag made by Google.
Made by Google.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff made by Google, although actually it was made by HTC, so it wasn't really made by them.
Very keynote. Much phones.
Much blue. Keynote over.
Much tired.
Much tired.
Yeah.
Blue,
Much pixel.
sleep.
All right. If you liked anything you saw or heard here, check us out on CNET. Our podcast is also available on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Feedly, and Google Play. That's it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see y'all tomorrow.